Hello, it is Claire here from Turning Point Tuition, just adjusting myself because I realised how much of a mess in my house you can see with my camera angle today. So, I've got to be honest, very tempted not to be here today, but actually really need to be tapping for myself. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone, as it were. If anyone is here with me, welcome, thank you very much, and please, as always, take full responsibility for your own health and well-being if you are choosing to tap with me this evening. If you are new to tapping and have never experienced it, it's easy. I was thinking fairly easy, but no, it is. It's really easy. You just need to follow the tapping points where I tap as accurately as possible and repeat the things that I say insofar as they fit for you. So if I say something that doesn't quite resonate with you, you are much better to adapt that to your own words for something that feels more true to you. So we're going to get started, and I'm just going to tap as I tell you what we're tapping on today, because so far nobody has fully joined me and participated in chat to let me know of any specifics that they would like to tap on. And so I've kind of made what's going on in my own life fit with what actually is probably quite relevant for teachers as well. I've been there. I know your pain, and I know the struggle and juggle of everything. So my theme for today is stress, because I am stressed with capital everything today. You don't need to know the details. I'm just stressed, so we're going to start right there. Even though I'm feeling really stressed out with lots of swear words as well, I accept that this is how I feel in this moment. And even though the source of my stress is far younger than I, and I should probably be able to control myself, I accept that I am a human being with my own emotions and thoughts and feelings, and that I'm allowed to feel the way that I do. And even though I feel so stressed out, borderline angry, I accept that this is how I feel in this moment. Move to the eyebrow. Feeling so stressed. So stressed out. The things that have happened today have triggered me again to this stress and anger. And it's been a bit of a theme for the last 5 days, where I feel stressed and angry. All this stress, all this anger, because of all this stress that I feel inside my body. I just want to explode. I've had to stop myself from shouting at the top of my voice, because I know that's just going to make the situation worse. And so I've been trying to hold the lid as best I can on this boiling pot, because that's what I've been feeling like. That saucepan that you leave on the hob, supposed to be gently simmering away, but you turn your back and it's boiling over. Like in the Halloween movies, I feel like a big cauldron of exaggerated bubbles of stress and anger. All because I'm not being listened to. I feel like I'm being completely ignored. I don't know why I bother to say anything. When they clearly don't pay any attention to a word that I say. And not only does it cause this stress in my classroom and at home, I feel really angry too. And because I know that behaviour is communication, I know that I'm missing something. So in my personal case, it's my 5-year-old child. It may be that you work in a class of 5-year-olds. I feel your pain. It may be that you work with a class of supposedly 15-year-olds who act more like 5-year-olds, because I've been there too, and I feel that pain too. And even though the people that I'm working with are ... years old, I remember in this moment that all behaviour from anyone, including myself as a fully grown adult, is communication. What is it they are trying to communicate through the behaviour that they are displaying? This behaviour that is so triggering to me that I'm getting shouty, mean and angry. That probably means I need to communicate something too. What is it that I need in order to be less stressed? Let's pause there on that one for a moment. You'll notice that I like to tap coming forwards on my head. There's some nicest spots. Take a deep breath in. Let's just do that a few more times, because usually I'd start with a grounding technique. But sometimes when you're really stressed out, it's just best to start tapping. So another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let all that tension go. Okay, some of it. Okay, so when we are tapping, it is always best to try and focus on yourself. So focus on myself, focus on yourself, focus on whoever it is you are tapping with. It's all about whoever needs the tapping, if you like, and we can tap without even needing it. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm so not cancelling this video now. You're just going to have to bear with my possibly ADHD brain. What am I trying to say here? So yes, I personally and you may be being triggered by the behaviour of certain individuals or whole classes of children. However, I was going to say but I don't like but. I get very angry when people use the word but on me. However, the only thing we can ever change is ourselves. So we're going to do a few rounds now focused on the me part of it. Obviously, if you're tapping, the you part of it. So even though I now remember that behaviour is a form of communication, and I understand that maybe my own behaviour is trying to tell me something. I accept myself and how I feel. And even though I can feel that some of the stress is starting to leave my body, I still feel quite wound up and like I could spring again at just the slightest provocation. And I still choose to accept myself and how I feel. And even though I might need to look into myself to figure out what's going on with me, and I might not be ready for that, I accept myself and how I feel. So in this moment, I don't actually feel tired. This happens quite regularly with tapping, that you will find yourself yawning, burping, farting, sighing, crying, all of the above, all signs of releasing whatever it is that needs to be released from the body. So don't stop them, encourage them. I've got another yawn coming because that one felt like a half, but we'll just go with it. The stress that I've been feeling, that I've been not projecting is the wrong word, that I feel is because of others' behaviour. Let's try that again. This stress that I have been feeling because of the way others are behaving is a sign of my own unmet needs. And in realising that I have my own needs, that are not being met, I can choose to take some responsibility and let go of it being others. In my head, that makes sense. What I mean there is that, let me just very quickly tap that bit. What I mean by that is that it's very easy to blame, for want of a better word, other people for making us feel the way that we do. But as a human being with our own life experiences and that bag of stuff that we carry around with us from our own life and childhood, it's, what is it? It's not about blaming anyone. We all have, let me try and think of an analogy. Somebody else could have been in the exact same class today and not have felt and responded the same way that you did. Somebody else, as a parent of a 5-year-old, could have experienced the same things that I did today and not responded the way I did. So it's not so much about what the other people are doing. It's about how we perceive what is happening in those situations, as if we're wearing a pair of glasses, because everything that we perceive is through our own lenses, made up of our own life experiences. And so it's about recognizing that you've maybe got on a pair of glasses that aren't helping so much anymore. I realise I've kind of switched analogies maybe, but it's about taking off that pair of glasses and seeing things differently. And the first way of seeing things differently is recognizing that you have your own needs that have not been, are not being met, and meaning you're unable to stay calm in a situation that you might be able to otherwise. I hope that all makes sense. And I realise some of you new to tapping, being told to say what I say, may have struggled to keep up there. I just went off on a tangent to try and explain my thinking about whose responsibility it is that you feel all this stress. All this stress that I feel, you can repeat now, is the result of a pair of glasses that I didn't even realise I was wearing. This pair of glasses that is really my subconscious running the show. The way that I've behaved as I experienced this thing, things, people, behaviours are the result of my own needs. And in realising this is the case, I can look inwards and ask, what is it I need? You need to close your eyes to ask that question and tune into your body. If you need to stop tapping to tune in and ask that question. What is it that I need? In these moments where I experience this stress and feel my pot beginning to bubble, what is it that I need? Take a deep breath. Let's just sit with that for a moment. What is it that you need? I'm finding this one a challenge. I need to be listened to. He's 5. He should do what he's being asked. They're a class of 15-year-olds. They should do what they're being told to do. It's a really interesting perception. And it might be time to let it go. Even though I struggle that this person, these people, are not doing what they are asked, I accept myself and how I feel about this situation. And even though I have certain expectations about how others should behave, I recognise that there might be some reframing to do. And I accept myself and any feelings that I have about this. And even though I need to look inward to understand what I need in these moments and perhaps why I need it, I choose to forgive myself and anyone else involved in this situation. Little steal from Frag Yates there. What do I need? I need to be listened to. They should be doing what they're told. They should be doing what they're asked. They should be doing what they're asked. They should be doing what they're told. They should be doing what they're asked. They should be doing what they're told. They should be doing what they're asked. They should be doing what they're told. They should be doing what I tell them to do. They should be obeying my instructions. Should. Should. There's something about that word, should. What if instead they could be doing what I asked? What if instead they could be doing what they're told? But it's for the good of the whole class that they do what they're told to do, that they do what they're asked to do. There are expectations that should be met. There it is again. Did you hear it? Should. The expectations that should be met. My expectations, their expectations, the school's expectations. There are probably some things that you're expected to do as a teacher that you don't entirely agree with. Some teachers won't do them. Some teachers will do them to the letter. And it can cause disparity and disharmony amongst staff. I've been there, can you tell? So I try to be professional and do what I'm supposed to do. What I should do to meet somebody else's expectations. And if perhaps I think about that person that seems to be causing me all this stress by not doing what they're being asked to do, by not listening or paying attention, I wonder how this same thing could apply to them. For some children, they cannot meet these expectations. With SEND, neurodiversities, mental health difficulties, there are some people who cannot meet those expectations. And if I was able to change my glasses, these lenses that I wear from my own experiences that cause so much stress, triggering, anger for me, then perhaps I'd be able to be more compassionate about what is going on for them. What could I maybe do to meet their needs? Oh, that's hitting hard as the mum of a 5-year-old. So very much for me, what does my boy need from me? What does that child need from you? In order that their needs are met. And I realise now that we've gone outside of ourselves and need to bring it back in again because it's about you. But if you've been tapping with me, you might notice that you are feeling a darn sight calmer. I know I am. As I remember that all behaviour, including my own, is communication of an unmet need. And if I can understand my own needs, need more sleep, need more food, need more water, need more connection, need to be listened to, need to be heard, need to be valued. If I can meet my own needs, because it is not the responsibility of others around me, then I might be able to switch that pair of glasses and see past the behaviour of others to help them meet their own needs. To view things differently instead of doing what I should be doing, instead of expecting things to be a certain way. If you wanted to, you could tap on why you think these things should be done that way. And then perhaps everybody would feel better, and we could work to achieve the goal more harmoniously. I'm going to do my tapping towards the front of my head. Take a deep breath. Have a drink of water. I am definitely feeling less stressed than I was at the start of this session, and that's what, 25-ish minutes of tapping, which just again about how amazing this tool is in terms of anything, everything. I think it's magic, which is great for this time of year. Obviously, it's Halloween yesterday. All Souls, is it all? Oh, I need to check this. I think yesterday's All Souls Day and today is All Saints Day. And yeah, very inquisitive 5-year-old wants to know what the difference is and what that means. I better look it up in a minute. Anywho, it's always nice. So again, nobody has joined me on the live to give any feedback or anything that they particularly need help with. So like I say, for today, I may be here for myself as much as I am for anyone else, but I hope anyone watching this at a later date is also finding some benefit from it. What we're going to do now is just tap in a couple of the positive rounds. So you'll find if you've been watching these videos, EFT follows a pattern. We admit that there's an issue or difficulty or friction. We tap on what that is, and then we tap in the positive side of things. So we're going to do that now. Even though it has been a very stressful few days of being constantly triggered because I'm not being listened to, I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. And even though I'm not proud of myself for how I have behaved at various times this last week, I recognise that there are some of my own needs not being met, and I choose to pay more attention to what they are. And even though I may get triggered again tomorrow, I hope that I will be able to take a step back and remember that everybody's behaviour is communication. And even if I don't manage it, I choose to forgive myself. I forgive myself for the ways I've behaved the last few days. I choose to forgive the future me's that may still get it wrong. Quite an important reminder that my own stresses or triggers and the ways that I behave as a result are also forms of communication, just like they are for the kids, my own kids, the school kids, any kids, adults even that you have to work with. And in remembering that even my own behaviour is communication of an unmet need, I can take some time to explore that further and find out what it is. I choose to accept that even as a fully grown adult, I have unmet needs sometimes. I forgive myself for forgetting. I forgive myself for being mean and shouty earlier. And I forgive myself even if I do it again. Because change is a process. And it might be that as I start to shout next time, I hear myself. I remember. And I stop. And choose a different way. A different way to communicate. Whether that's my own needs or with them. And I can go away and think about what their needs might have been as they appeared to choose to ignore every word I said. And I choose to remember that next time it looks like they're ignoring me, it might not be about me. It might be about them. And if I can see past the behaviour that may still trigger me, maybe I'll see their unmet need. And maybe I'll be able to respond differently. And even though I may get triggered again, I can choose to remember that it's my own pair of glasses as a result of my own experiences and my own unmet needs. And with that remembering and understanding, I can take some time to look inwards, to reflect on what is going on for me, and to look after my own health and well-being so that I don't get shouty and mean with the others around me. Because I choose to remember that my needs are just as important as everyone else's. I'm going to stop tapping. So again, I like to tap forward onto my head. I just think it feels a bit nicer there sometimes. Very gently on the face, and we're going to take the ring finger and the thumb to pinch the nose, middle finger on the third eye, and cup the back of your neck. And we're just going to take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths. And gently release. I feel like there's some stuff lurking on my shoulders, so you may not, this may be a bit too weird for some of you from an energy point of view. Sometimes that stuff just floats around a bit and we can physically get rid of it and put it back where it belongs, just as much as we can, I don't know, physically dust some shelves in our house. I might have a few of those that need doing. Thank you so much for watching and tapping with me today. I hope you are feeling as much benefit from that as I am. I'm definitely going to squeeze my 5-year-old boy a little bit harder tomorrow morning by way of an apology for being mean mummy today. Obviously completely inappropriate if your stresses have been a classroom of students not listening to you. That said, I do believe it's incredibly important that we demonstrate emotional intelligence to the students in our care. And if it's appropriate for you to do so, then perhaps there is a conversation to be had about whatever may have happened. Obviously, you don't have to get personal. It may not be appropriate for you to share that at all. I have definitely in the past shared with an incoming class as a secondary teacher that I'm really sorry, guys, but the outgoing class have actually just been really, really challenging for me. I'm feeling incredibly stressed, and I would really appreciate it if you can just be really quiet so that I can forget about that and we can get cracking and work effectively together. And every single time that I have done that, my kids have been amazing and actually gone with it. So if any of them end up watching, thank you guys, because it is, yeah, it's quite profound actually, the impact that has. Again, even this evening I've done it with my 5-year-old. I couldn't find her swimming kit as we left the house today for swimming, would you believe? And so in the car, my usual chatterbox, I had to ask to just be really quiet so that mummy's brain could rest. And by the time we had done our journey, about 10 minutes, I was feeling much better. So when we can share that we're feeling agitated for whatever reason, and could they just, hopefully, if you've got enough of a positive relationship, I guess, with them, then I hope that they would give you that so that you can be the best teacher that you can for them. I don't know what to say if you don't have a great rapport with them in the first place, but maybe it's worth a shot anyway. If I can be of any further help at all, if you have a class you need to rant about or need some strategies for, please do reach out to me. If your struggles are much bigger, please do reach out to anybody, because I can promise you there are people around you that cares. And if you feel that there are not, then you can always use a free charity such as the Samaritans to talk to people, because a problem shared is definitely a problem halved. It may not solve everything, but it will definitely get those thoughts out of your head where they're probably going round and round in circles. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.